It is a frigid, cold evening in Bluefield, Virginia. Temperatures hanging below zero, but it's nice and warm inside the Dome Gymnasium. And Bluefield versus Milligan basketball action coming up next on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Up. It is a frigid, cold evening. And we welcome you into the Dome for tonight's coverage of Bluefield College women's basketball on the Rams Digital Network. Bluefield getting set to take on Milligan. But first, the Rams picked up a huge win back on Saturday night against number 23 Union, one of the top teams in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Let's take a look at highlights from that game in Barberville, Kentucky. Bluefield women's basketball on the road facing number 23 Union on Saturday night in Barberville, Kentucky. Rams down by 3 in the first half, but Jade McDaniel pulls up for a deep three and hits it to tie the game at 23 all. And then on the next Bluefield possession, ball worked down in the block to Destiny Tolliver, spun around to the left, made the layup to give Bluefield its first lead at 25-23. Move ahead to the second half. Mariah Mazik hit the baseline jumper to stretch the Rams' lead, and then Shelby Key finds Destiny Tolliver for one of her 7 assists on the night to push the Bluefield lead to 55-51. On the next trip, Key finds McDaniel for another three-pointer to stretch the lead to 60-53 with under 3 minutes left to play. Then Mazik drives down the left side of the lane, dishes out again. McDaniel, 3, good. Bluefield led 65-58 with 1:12 left to play, but Union fought back. With 2 seconds left on the clock, Lydia Nash banked it in off the glass to tie the game at 66 all. Shelby Key with a three-quarter court heave, well short. Rams and Bulldogs went to overtime. Under 1 minute left in overtime, down by 1. Mariah Mazik got the layup and the foul. She made the free throw. Bluefield pushed the lead up to 2, but with 24 seconds left for Union, Angie Lawrence drove, spun, got the layup to tie the game at 74-74. The Rams would get the ball back with the shot clock off and under 24 seconds left to play. And again, it's Mazik down the right side of the lane with the contact, rolls it in plus the foul. She would make the free throw. Bluefield led by 3, fouled on the inbound pass, and Union went 1 of 2 from the line, couldn't get another shot to go. The Rams beat Union on the road 78-76. Bluefield shot 59% from the floor in the second half, 50% in overtime, and went 5 of 3 from outside in the second half. Mariah Mazik led Bluefield with 19 points and 10 rebounds and came up with some big shots down the stretch. Shelby Key had a big first half and finished off with a good, well-rounded game, 18 points, 8 steals, 7 boards, and 7 assists. Jade McDaniel tied a season high with 18 points, going 4 of 6 from outside. Bluefield returns home for senior night on Wednesday. The Rams will face Milligan at 5:30 p.m. You can catch coverage live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back to the Dome. We're just about set to get ready to tip off tonight's action here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. My name is Trey Wilson, and we thank you for tuning in. The senior night presentations will take place between the games tonight, and we'll try to get the coverage up live for everybody watching from afar. But first, the Rams and the Buffaloes of Milligan have some basketball to play. And Bluefield coming into tonight's game 13-15 on the year, 9-10 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Milligan enters play at 10-16, 9-9 in the league. These two teams separated by just a half game right at the middle of the pack as they fight for positioning heading into the conference tournament, which will start a week from yesterday. This game scheduled to be played last night, and it has been cold in Bluefield. The weather last night did not cooperate to get the travel done safely for the Buffaloes to come out from eastern Tennessee. Not much warmer tonight. In fact, probably quite a bit colder. Temperatures outside as we get set to tip off tonight's game are below zero. The teams coming out on the floor. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First with the Buffaloes of Milligan College. Number 1, Haley Wyrick, the 5'8" sophomore out of Coburn, Virginia, the leading scorer for the Buffaloes at 17 points a game this year. Number 2, Allison Jones, the 5'9" junior forward out of Morristown, Tennessee. Number 14, Chelsea Weddle, the 5'9" senior out of Hampton, Tennessee. Number 21, Callie Cox, the 5'5" junior guard out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. And number 22, Lindsey Price, the 5'8" sophomore forward out of Rogersville, Tennessee. For the Rams tonight, on senior night, number 00, Tempest Lewis, the 5'4" senior guard out of Pemberton, Pemberton, New Jersey. Number 2, Mariah Mazik, the 5'8" junior guard out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Number 15, Shelby Key, the 5'6" junior guard out of Washington, D.C. Number 20, Sharona Tate, the 5'5" senior guard out of Greer, South Carolina. And number 54, Destiny Tolliver, the 6'4" senior center out of Durham, North Carolina. Rams win the opening tip, but it's quickly turned over and back the other way. Allison Jones lays it up for 2, and the first 2 points of tonight's game goes to Milligan. And a quick turnover from the Rams trying to start off tonight's contest. Maybe some early jitters on senior night, the final regular season game for Bluefield. Ball goes around the top of the key. Tate down the lane, looking for Tolliver underneath. Ball's tipped, and Tolliver passes back out to Key. Wants it back in the post, but Key drives the right side of the lane, rolls it up and in off the glass, and Bluefield ties it at 2-2. It's about a minute into the start. Rams and Buffaloes tied up. Tonight's live coverage here at the Dome Gymnasium of Bluefield women's basketball. Wyrick in the corner against the Bluefield zone defense. Ends up over with Callie Cox, now back up top for Weddle. The bounce pass ends up back on the baseline. Weddle puts up the short jumper, rolls it off the rim, no good. Wyrick's there for the rebound and the putback for 2. Milligan goes back on top. Now Bluefield lost at Milligan back on January 10th, 66-54, but that game the Rams were missing most of their starters. Played a short bench, only 7 players made that trip. As Mazik has it taken away, trying to pass it, it ends up in the hands of Weddle. In transition, the Buffaloes. Baseline drive from Wyrick, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by the Rams. The Buffaloes will inbound. And the shot is up, and it's knocked down. 7-2, Milligan taking the early lead over the Rams by 5. Now the Rams against Milligan. Tempest Lewis gets some space, fires up a shot off the back of the rim. It's no good, and the rebound to Wyrick. Tolliver hits the floor. Milligan looking to the post. One dribble, Jones kicks it back around. It ends up in the hands of Price, who fires up a 3 off the mark, no good. Wyrick comes flying in, and it's out of bounds off of Tate as she fell down. Inbound, shot is up from Jones, and it's blocked. Tolliver gets her first block of the night, and the Rams trying to cut into the deficit. Key goes back up to Mazik. Mazik down the left side of the lane, and she's fouled as Jones reached in. Fouls on the floor, and the Rams will take it out on the baseline. That's the first foul on either team here in the early going. Mariah Mazik, the hero against Union over the weekend. Ball goes down to the block. Tolliver trying to get her first points. Up and in off the glass, plus the foul. Showtime Tolliver on the board with her first 2 points. and heading to the line to try to finish the three-point play. Tolliver averages 12.5 points a game, shoots 56% from the line, but she hits the first one. Yeah. Finished off the three-point play. The Rams are back within 2, 17-20 left in the first half. Bluefield trailing Milligan. Price works over to Jones, puts up a three, rolls around, no good. And Key walks it back up. Key drives, kicks over to Tate down the left side of the lane, trying to find Lewis, and she had to chase it down. Lewis kicks back out for Key, sweeps and drives down the right side of the lane into the defense, lays it up, no good. Tolliver tips the rebound back out. Tate grabs it, and the Rams have another chance. Got to reset. Key trying to take on the entire Milligan defense on that last play. Now she spins in again, kicks back to Tate. Tate spins down the lane, up and in off the glass for 2. And the game is tied at 7. There's the first points tonight for Sharonda Tate, one of the seniors starting tonight on senior night. Almost stolen by Mazik. The pass was telegraphed over to Price, trying to fill the passing lanes. Wyrick down the lane, cutting comes Jones, puts up the shot, and it's good off the glass. Milligan back in front, 9-7. A nice feed from Wyrick. Now Mazik drives in and kicks back out to Key on the right wing. Goes over to Tate at the elbow. Tate skips the pass out to Lewis, pops a three, and it's off the back of the rim. Price is there for the rebound. She brings it up herself. Looking to Wyrick. Ball's worked around. Goes over to the far wing for Cox. Both teams still with all 5 starters on the floor. Hardly had a stoppage early. Wyrick gets it in the post, and a foul is called underneath against Sharonda Tate. That will send Haley Wyrick to the free throw line. A very good free throw shooter, 74% this year. She averages 17 points a game. That leads Milligan. 5.5 rebounds a game. She hits the first foul shot. Second one is up, and it's good as well. Lead is 11-7. Milligan ahead by 4 in the first half over Bluefield. The Rams looking to start cutting back in. It's a 4-point run for the Buffaloes. Tate has room, shows off the moves, puts up the jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Tolliver chases down the rebound, ball's on the floor, and Milligan's able to come up with it. A nice hustle play from Price to keep it alive. Milligan in transition. Sets back into the offense as the Rams drop back into the zone. Skip pass and wide open on the far side is Cox. Steps inside the three-point line and knocks down the 18-foot jumper. It's a 6-0 run for Milligan, and the Buffaloes lead 13-7 here in the first half. And then a travel is called as Mazik took steps. The Rams turn it over. Sub coming in for the Rams, Whitney Smith. Make her way in, one of the normal starters for Bluefield. Missed the game against Union the other night. And now Jade McDaniel, who had a huge game against Union the other night with 18, she'll also check in. Smith, the 5'8 sophomore out of Farragut, Tennessee. And Jade McDaniel comes in for the first time tonight. McDaniel, the 5'9 senior out of Union, West Virginia. Shot up from the wing, off the back of the rim. Tolliver has to chase the rebound, and it's caught by Weddle for Milligan, but she throws it away to Key. Off in transition. Smith finds Tolliver running down the lane. She lays it up for 2. There's a nice ball movement in transition. Off the miss for the Rams. And it's 13-9. Bluefield back within 4. The normal starting 5, at least the starting 5 of late, back on the floor with the addition of Smith and McDaniel. Down the baseline, and she lost her footing. Feet slipped out from underneath Chelsea Weddle. And it's a turnover for Milligan. 13:51 left in the first half. Bluefield trailing Milligan 13-9 on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Smith drives and kicks over for Key. Gets it back and goes back over to Key, looking down on the block. And a push is called as Tolliver got some contact. Physical game down low already in the early going. Foul is called against Lindsey Price of Milligan. Second foul against the Buffaloes so far. It's Price's first. With 13:33 showing on the first half clock, a fresh shot clock for the Rams as Smith will inbound. Ball comes into Tolliver from the elbow, puts it up high off the glass, no good. And the rebound is taken away and lost momentarily by Weddle. And then Mullins calls for the defense to retreat and set up at the other end. Pass behind Weddle. Goes back up to Wyrick. Wyrick had it tipped out by Key. It's stolen by Tate. Key got a hand in just at the last second. Poked it out from behind of Wyrick. Smith down the lane, off the side of the backboard. She drew contact, no whistle. And now Milligan with numbers. Wyrick, jump step, lays it up and in for two. And the Buffaloes lead 15-9 with 12:53 left in the half. A hot start for Milligan, a 6-point lead. And right now on an 8-2 run. McDaniel has yet to take her first shot tonight after coming in off the bench. Shot the lights out in Barberville on Saturday. Smith left alone, sets up for the three and rolls it off the front of the rim, no good. She had room and had time. Weddle, shot fake, goes to Wyrick in the corner for three, well short. And the rebound chased down by Weddle. Nice hustle play. Keeps it alive to Wyrick. Second chance opportunity for Milligan. Looking to the post. Wyrick is tied up. Tate got a hand in. And the possession arrow will keep it with Milligan. Baseline inbound coming from Callie Cox. Right in, quick jumper is fired up and knocked down by Courtney Wilson, the freshman out of Roan Mountain, Tennessee. And it's an 8-point lead for the Buffaloes, their largest so far. Smith pops out, gets the pass and goes over to Mazik. McDaniel dribbles left, goes over to Key, trying to get the ball inside to Tolliver. Key instead drives herself, goes around the defenders, puts up a shot, and it's no good. Went through a lot of traffic and came away with nothing. Price goes around all the way over to Callie Cox, who backs up, waits to reset the offense. Wyrick down towards the elbow, works it around again for Price. Wyrick gets it back, puts up a three, and it's too strong. Barely grazed the far side of the rim. Mazik rips the rebound down and takes off. Slowing down the offense, Key. Off of the screen from Tolliver, puts up the jumper and rolls it in. And a timeout called by Corey Mullins and the Rams. Bluefield down by 6 in the early going at 17-11, 10:55 left to play in the first half on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Coming back from the timeout, Bluefield down 17-11 in the first half against Milligan with 10:50 left on the first half clock as it continues to roll. Milligan been all over the Rams early. Bluefield hasn't been shooting the ball extremely well so far in this first half. Rams are just 5 of 13 from the floor. Milligan shooting 7 of 14 in the early going. 3 from the wing is off the mark. Rebound is chased down by Wyrick and nearly kept alive. Inbound coming away from the baseline. It almost went out, but a nice play by Wyrick to keep it with Milligan. Down to the block for Kane. Kane puts up the shot, no good. Rebound, offensive grab by Wilson, and a third chance on this possession for the Buffaloes. Baseline drive against Smith. Shot is up off the bottom of the rim, no good. Tipped back out, and another try as it ends up with Kane again. Wyrick pops out on the baseline. Drives in against Tolliver, and a travel's called as Wyrick took steps. Trying to get around the much taller Destiny Tolliver. A turnover for the Buffaloes. It's 17-11, 9:50 left in the first half. Bluefield trying to cut into it. McDaniel, her first try from outside tonight, hits the back of the iron too strong. McDaniel was 5 of 7 from 3 back on Saturday against Union. Misses her first try in this one. Shot fake, and a short jumper is no good. Rebound grab by Mazik, and the Rams are off and running. Short-handed, Mazik drives and lays it in. Went through traffic. Nice play from Mariah Mazik to get her first basket tonight. And the Rams are back within 4, 17-13. Shot clock is down to 10. Wyrick against McDaniel. Shot clock down to 3. Wyrick going in, and she's fouled by Tolliver. Tolliver bailed her out with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Tolliver's first foul of the game. Second team foul against the Rams so far. And it sends Wyrick to the line for the free throw. Her first one's good. Wyrick now 3 of 3 shooting from the line tonight. And 28 points against the Rams earlier this year back at Milligan. Second free throw rolls in as well. 2 of 2 this trip for Wyrick, and the lead is 19-13 for Milligan. Smith brings it up for Bluefield. Tolliver turns around, puts up the shot from the post, and it rolls in. Nice touch from Tolliver. She's got 4. Rams close it back to a 4-point game. Barnett works it around the arc to Price. Barnett gets it back. Looks over to the wing, and a shot is up in the air and a little bit short from Wilson. Wilson gets her own rebound, and another offensive rebound try for Milligan. Three-pointer missed from the corner by Price, and this time the Rams were able to clean up the board. Smith driving in against Barnett, works to the block, backing up. Tolliver, nice touch again, goes right over the defender. 2 more points for Tolliver. She's taken over down low. And right over, that's Caitlin Radek, who has checked in for Milligan for the first time, trying to get some extra size down low against Tolliver. Destiny's now got 6 points in the first half. Rams down by 4, 17:35 left until halftime. Price backs up. Shot clock is down to 7. Ball's tipped around, ends up back with Price, and now from the corner, the 3 is heaved up in the air by Barnett off the mark. And now the Rams trying to tie or take the lead on this possession. Tolliver left alone at the top of the arc. Gives off to McDaniel, who finds Mazik back down to the block. Tolliver throws it up wildly off the mark. Smith tries to chase down the rebound. It's grabbed by Price. And an empty possession for the Rams. Here comes Milligan. into the corner. Wide open for three, and it's a bit short from Barnett. Lewis grabs the rebound. And Corey Mullins motions to slow down, get it across half court and set it up. Mazik steps back at the free throw line, looks down at Tolliver. Tolliver puts up the shot, contested, it's off the mark, and the loose ball tipped around out of bounds off of Tolliver. A nice block out from Barnett. Big subs coming in for the Rams. 4 new players coming into the game. 3 new players coming into the game. Tolliver, Lewis, and Mazik head to the bench as Shelby Key checks back in, as does Sharonda Tate in the first appearance tonight for Abigail Peck, the 5'10" sophomore out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. Peck has played well and improved as the season's gone on. Had a nice game against Truett McConnell on the road a week and a day ago. With 6 early points to help stretch out an early Bluefield lead. Start off this Rams winning streak. Shot clock is down to 6 for Milligan. Worked back up top, and Price lost her footing for a moment. Has to fire up a 3 at the shot clock buzzer, and it misses way off the mark. Out of bounds to the Rams. Six minutes left in the first half. Bluefield ahead by 2 with 5:55 to play until halftime. McDaniel from the left wing, guarded very closely. Cox isn't giving her any room. Smith kicks back out to Key. Key fires up a 3, and it hits the back of the rim, no good. Rams can't break that 2-point barrier. Weddle takes off in transition. Gives it back to Price, gets it back, fires up a 3, and it's off the side of the rim, no good. Key's there for the rebound. Milligan keeps on throwing up 3-pointers. They're now 1 of 12 in this game from outside. That's 8% in the early going. Key might have gotten away with some steps, throws it up, gets nothing. Peck is there to get it, and then Peck not going to get away with it. She pulled the extra foot up and traveled. The Rams turn it over. That's the 4th turnover in the early going for Bluefield so far. Haley Wyrick is back into the game for Milligan. As the Buffaloes have the ball with a chance to stretch the 2-point lead. Clock rolling to 5 minutes left in the first half. Drive and kick over to Price. Price drives in against McDaniel, goes back out to Wyrick. Wyrick lost her footing a moment, and a foul is whistled as Tate reached in against Kelly Barnett. Been a pretty clean first half so far. Only 3 fouls against each team. Turnovers pretty limited. 4 for the Rams, just 3 for Milligan. Just neither team able to get any shots to fall, especially Milligan from outside. Here's another 3, but that one does drop. Price knocks it down. Milligan's now 2 of 13 from outside here in the first half. It's 22-17 with 4:40 left until the break. McDaniel gets the pass from Smith, goes over to Tate as it's worked all the way from right to left around the top of the circle. Smith pops out, gives it over to Tate. Tate drives and throws it up off the glass, and it's off the mark, no good. Rebound is taken away by Weddle. And here comes Milligan. Weddle brings it herself. Down to the block. Wyrick has it taken out of her hands by Key. Key with the steal. Now in transition, she lays it up, and it's waved off. It would have been no good anyway, but she's fouled on the floor. And shots, or rather it's going to be a baseline inbound with the foul called on the floor. Tolliver comes back in for the Rams, back to the bench. 22-17, 4:06 left to play in the first half. Pass comes up top to Key. Down to the baseline, Tolliver gets the pass, throws it up off the glass, no good. But off balance, rebound ends up with Price. Wyrick in transition, lays it up with the left hand for 2. 24-17, Milligan back ahead by 4. And Key goes down after the play. Fix her shoe. .346 left in the first half. Bluefield trailing 24-17 to Milligan. The Rams are shooting 35% from the floor, as is Milligan. The difference, Milligan has gone 4-4 from the free throw line. All of those belong to Wyrick. And a couple of those made shots for the Buffaloes have been from three-point range. Wyrick with 10 early points for the Buffaloes, and Destiny Tolliver with 9 points and 4 rebounds already. The two leading scorers for each team cashing in the early going. Smith steps inside the circle. Up to Tate. Tate backs down and kicks back up for McDaniel. McDaniel has room for a three, puts it up and in. Over the top of Wyrick. McDaniel's first three of the night. And Bluefield back within 4, 24-20, 3:19 left in the first half. Wyrick from the left wing looks at the three, instead goes over to Price. Down to Weddle. Weddle drives down the lane, throws it up contested, and the shot's no good. On the rebound, Tate grabbed it and was fouled immediately. Foul is on the floor. I'll catch who that was called against and catching up on that in a moment. Didn't get the announcement over the PA here at the Dome tonight. Tate pushes off and the offensive foul is called. She pushed off. Gave an elbow to Weddle. Weddle was under the basket inside the circle, or half circle under the basket. But that's not a typical charge. That's the elbow coming up and making room. 2:40 left until the break. Rams down by 4 to Milligan. A quick moving first half. Not a lot of clock stoppages. Skip pass on the other side for Barnett. Drives to the basket, throws up a wild shot off the mark. Rebound to Tate. Smith off on the break for the Rams. Down to the post. Tolliver's double teamed and she's fouled as Weddle came in around the blind side of Tolliver. Weddle picks up her second foul in the first half. Also 2 fouls nearly going for Jones for Milligan. Tate's got 3 of the 4 fouls in the first half for the Rams. Inbound pass worked around to Shelby Key, top of the arc to set up the offense with just over 2 minutes until halftime. Tolliver gives it to Mazik, goes over to Smith, now back down low, they clear room, gives it up. Mazik drives down the lane, has her shot blocked, but a foul called. A lot of contact from Caitlin Kane down the lane. Foul is against Kane. And Mazik will go to the line to attempt just the second and third foul shots of the night so far for the Rams. Mazik 2 points early on. She's a good foul shooter, one of the best on the team. She hits the first. In fact, of regular players for the Rams this year, Mazik is the best foul shooter at 76%. Now, she and Key both struggled to make free throws down the stretch in regulation against Union on Saturday as she hits the second to close it to 2. The Rams could have put Union away in regulation, but Bulldogs chipped back in from down 7 with a minute left because the Rams couldn't make any free throws. Forced overtime. 3 up from the corner is off the mark from Wyrick. Ball's out of bounds, and it stays with Milligan. 1:48 until the break. Shot clock will reset. And Bluefield calls a timeout. Mullins burns his second here in the first half. 24-22, Milligan leading Bluefield, 1:48 left until halftime on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 1:48 left until the break. Rams down by 2 to Milligan. Buffaloes with a baseline inbounds. It's 24-22. A fresh shot clock off of the missed shot. Chance for Milligan to set up the offense and stretch its lead here in the early going. Wyrick gets it in the corner. Shot fake and drives. Has nothing. Good defense by Smith. Wyrick's got to get rid of it. Almost had a 5-second call instead. Gets it back up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Milligan. Wyrick again. Around to Cox. And it goes to Barnett. Barnett looking down to the elbow. Kane spins and knocks it down. A nice shot from Kane. A tough shot. Dropped it in. And it's 26-22 with 1:10 left in the half. The Rams have trailed by as many as 8 in the first half. They brought it back to 2. Haven't led. Mazik down to Tolliver. Tolliver kicks it out. Key fires up the 3. Rattles it in. Shelby Key from outside brings it back to a 1-point game with 50 seconds left in the first half. Key not a player that's going to shoot a lot from outside. She hits that one, and it was a big one. 38 seconds left on the game clock, 18 on the shot clock for Milligan in the first half. Drive to the basket. Layup is way off the mark. As Barnett drove down the lane, McDaniel grabs the rebound, and she's fouled. McDaniel will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. And 31 and a half seconds showing on the clock before halftime. McDaniel will shoot. Jade this year just 7 out of 15 from the free throw line. Hasn't had many shots from the stripe, but she did hit some big ones against Union on Saturday. Was perfect from the line against the Bulldogs. Her first foul shot. It's up and it's in. Ties the game at 26-26. And the Rams have a chance to take their first lead here with 32 seconds left in the half. Second shot from McDaniel. That one is good as well. Perfect. So you can see that she hasn't been to the line much this year, but has improved that free throw shooting over the course of her final season in a Rams uniform. Playing her final game tonight in the Dome. Nearing halftime. This game is moving at a frantic pace in the first half. Not much scoring, but a lot of shots up from both teams. 15 seconds left on the game clock right now. It's about a half-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock, so Milligan can basically hold for the last shot. Key's not content with that. Playing tight defense against Price, almost lost it. And then it's thrown away to Mazik, 3 seconds left. Key driving up, fires up the 3 at the buzzer, and it's well short. But a good defensive stand to finish the first half from the Rams. Bluefield leads 27-26 at the halftime break over Union. And the Rams in the first half led in scoring by Destiny Tolliver, who had the 9 points. And a 7-point first half from Shelby Key, who had such a big half against Union on Saturday. The Rams ended up bringing up that shooting percentage to 40, 10 of 25, really picked it up down in the last few minutes, and perfect from the free throw line. So, halftime, Bluefield leads 27-26. While we have a break, let's take a look at this week's edition of Rams Rewind. Recap you on all the athletic events around the campus here at Bluefield College. It's time to take a look back at the last week in Bluefield College athletics. First, women's basketball, a couple of big road games this week. First, on the road in Cleveland, Georgia, Wednesday night, taking on Truett McConnell. Fell down 7-0 early, but Jade McDaniel buried the 3 to get the Rams on the board. And then a couple possessions later, Shelby Key from the left corner. Another 3, Rams back within 1, down 7-6. Trying to take the lead on the next possession, Abigail Peck gets the pass, goes off the glass for 2. Bluefield went ahead 8-7 and did not trail again. Later in the half, Destiny Tolliver gets the pass, works down the right side of the lane and puts it up for 2. It was a 16-0 Rams run to take a 9-point lead. Nearing halftime, Abigail Peck, just ahead of the shot clock buzzer, laid it off the glass for 2 to cap a 20-2 first-half Rams run. In the second half, Mariah Mazik got the steal, laid it up at the other end to push Bluefield's lead up to 11. The Rams went on to defeat Truett McConnell 62-55 on Wednesday night on the road. Jade McDaniel led the Rams in scoring with 17 points on 5 of 9 shooting from outside. Mariah Mazik had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Bluefield. And Shelby Key finished the night in double figures with 10 points. On Saturday, Bluefield hit the road to face number 23 Union in Barberville, Kentucky. Rams down by 3 in the first half, but Jade McDaniel pulls up for a deep three and hits it to tie the game at 23-all. And then on the next Bluefield possession, ball worked down in the block to Destiny Tolliver, spun around to the left, made the layup to give Bluefield its first lead at 25-23. Move ahead to the second half. Mariah Mazik hit the baseline jumper to stretch the Rams' lead, and then Shelby Key finds Destiny Tolliver for one of her 7 assists on the night to push the Bluefield lead to 55-51. On the next trip, Key finds McDaniel for another three-pointer to stretch the lead to 60-53 with under 3 minutes left to play. Then Mazik drives down the left side of the lane, dishes out again. McDaniel, 3, good. Bluefield led 65-58 with 1:12 left to play, but Union fought back with 2 seconds left on the clock. Lydia Nash banked it in off the glass to tie the game at 66-all. Shelby Key with a three-quarter court heave, well short. Rams and Bulldogs went to overtime. Under 1 minute left in overtime, down by 1. Mariah Mazik got the layup and the foul. She made the free throw. Bluefield pushed the lead up to 2, but with 24 seconds left for Union, Angie Lawrence drove, spun, got the layup to tie the game at 74-74. The Rams would get the ball back with the shot clock off and under 24 seconds left to play. And again, it's Mazik down the right side of the lane with the contact, rolls it in plus the foul. She would make the free throw. Bluefield led by 3, fouled on the inbound pass, and Union went 1 of 2 from the line, couldn't get another shot to go. The Rams beat Union on the road 78-76. Bluefield shot 59% from the floor in the second half, 50% in overtime, and went 5 of 3 from outside in the second half. Mariah Mazik led Bluefield with 19 points and 10 rebounds and came up with some big shots down the stretch. Shelby Key had a big first half and finished off with a good, well-rounded game, 18 points, 8 steals, 7 boards, and 7 assists. Jade McDaniel tied a season high with 18 points, going 4 of 6 from outside. Bluefield returns home for senior night on Wednesday. The Rams will face Milligan at 5:30 p.m. You can catch coverage live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield men's basketball also with a couple of road games this week. Rams on the road on Wednesday night facing the Bears of Truett McConnell in AAC play down in Cleveland, Georgia. Bluefield trailed 3-0 early. Terrell Owens cuts the baseline, goes up and under for 2 to get the Rams their first 2 points of the game. And then Bluefield got its first lead of the night. Alonzo Howard with the offensive rebound and stick back. Bluefield jumped ahead 5-3. Next possession for the Rams, Devin Page in transition over the defender and off the glass for 2 to stretch the lead to 4. And then later in the first half, Terrell Owens cutting down the lane, fights through traffic to knock it down. Rams led 9-5. Owens again active in the first half, gets the long rebound, takes off in transition and takes it all the way himself for 2. Bluefield jumped ahead 11-7. And then a few possessions later, Joseph McLean from the right side hit the three-pointer. Bluefield led 14-7 over Truett McConnell. Ended up leading 16-7, but the Bears run to take the lead. David Campbell in transition laid it up. Truett McConnell stepped ahead at 19-17. Opened up that lead even more, all the way up to 10 after Rudy Diaza hit a three-pointer in the final minute of the first half. Rams trying to chip away. Final seconds of the first half, Mike Collins steps back for the 3 and buries it, but the Rams could not close the gap in the second half. Bluefield falls 73-62 on the road at Truett McConnell. The Rams were led in scoring by Terrell Owens, who finished the night with 11 points and 8 rebounds. Robert Pinkston chipped in 9 points off the bench. And then the Rams went on the road facing the 20th-ranked Union Bulldogs in Barberville, Kentucky on Saturday night. Early going, Mike Collins steps back for the 3, and he knocks it down to get the Rams on the board. Bluefield trailing by 1 in the first few minutes. A little bit later in the first half, the lead stretched to 6 for the Bulldogs. But Joseph McLean steps inside the three-point arc, and he hits the deep 2 to bring the Rams back within 4. A couple possessions later, Collins steps back from the wing, and he hit another 3 to bring the Rams back within 1 point, down 9-8 in the early going. And then Collins down into the paint for Alonzo Howard, spins to the left, goes back to the right, off the glass for 2. Bluefield jumped ahead 12-11 about 5 minutes into the start of the game. But Union came back. J.D. Tucker buries the jumper from the baseline to put the Bulldogs back ahead 16-14, and Union did not trail the rest of the way. Collins misses the three. Off in transition go the Bulldogs. Dominique Hagans finds Gerard Newby, who throws it down in transition to push the lead to 9. Union rolled to an 82-67 win over the Rams. The Bulldogs clinched the AAC regular season championship, cut down the nets after the game. Union has won 15 straight, now 24-4 on the season, and 15-1 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Bluefield dropped to 10-13, 7-10 in the league, and the Rams are now 2-11 in games played away from the Dome this year. Mike Collins did have 17 points on Saturday night, went 5 of 7 from outside. Bluefield returns home on Wednesday, final game of the regular season. It's senior night at the Dome. The Rams face Milligan, tip-off scheduled for 7:30, and you can watch it live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield softball in action on Saturday at Georgia Gwinnett College for a doubleheader against the Grizzlies. Rams down 2-0 in the top of the 5th inning of game number 1, but Laura Craven with a double over the head of Brittany Buns to set up a possible scoring chance for the Rams. She ends up moving over to third, and later in the inning, Casey Holcomb squares down for the squeeze bunt. Ball not handled by Ashley Bikey, the pitcher for Georgia Gwinnett. Craven comes in to score, and the Rams are down by just 1, but Georgia Gwinnett answered with 3 more runs. The Rams trying to get a rally started. Tiana Massis with a double into left field, but Georgia Gwinnett scored 8 runs over the 5th and 6th innings to cap off a 10-1 win in the first game of the doubleheader. Move ahead later in the afternoon to game number 2. Aaron Haley leading off the game slaps a single into left field. The Rams trying to jump ahead of Georgia Gwinnett in game number 2, and then Tiana Massis came up later in the inning, a single into center field to give the Rams a 1-0 lead over Georgia Gwinnett, but the Grizzlies answered with 9 runs in the 2nd and 3rd inning to open up the lead. The Rams trying to start a rally in the 4th inning, and Victoria Peach came up to the plate, drove a 2-run single up the middle into center field. Bluefield trailed 9-3 at that point in the top of the 4th inning. A little bit later in the 4th, Morgan Stevens at the plate, hits a bouncer to the right. First baseman fires home, but catcher Alyssa Fields didn't keep her foot on the plate. On the fielder's choice, the run comes in to score. Everybody's safe. The next Bluefield batter, Aaron Haley, grounded into a fielder's choice to bring another run across to score. The Rams were down 9-5 in the top of the 4th inning, but in the bottom half of the inning, Georgia Gwinnett plated 7 more runs to open up the lead. Rams trying to keep the game alive in the 5th inning. The ball gets past the catcher Fields. Caitlin Pennington comes in to score from third base. The Rams brought it back within 10, but the next pitch would end the game. Bluefield falls in game number 2, 16-6. Bluefield drops to 0-4 on the young season after being swept in the doubleheader at Georgia Gwinnett this weekend. Massis in game number 1 went 2 for 3 with a double and 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI in the second game of the day. In that second game, Peach had 2 RBIs for the Rams. Bluefield returns to the field on Wednesday, home opener for the Rams softball squad. Bluefield is set to host Emory and Henry in a doubleheader with the first game starting at 1 o'clock over at Graham Rec Park. Bluefield baseball also in action this weekend. The Rams were on the road in South Carolina to face Benedict in a doubleheader on Saturday. Chaz Miller for the Rams picked up his first win of the year in game number 1. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 unearned runs in that game. Tyler Timmer hit a grand slam for his first homer of the season, and Sawyer McLam went 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. In the second game of the day, the Rams cruised to a 12-3 win. Alex Haas improved to 2-0 this season. He had 8 strikeouts in that game. Chris McAllister hit his second home run, went 2 for 4, also had a double and a walk. Jacob Schober went 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Garrett Schilling worked 2 walks and finished the afternoon with 3 runs driven in. On Sunday, Bluefield and Benedict were scheduled to play again, but that game has been listed as a Benedict forfeit. The Rams are now 4-3 on the 2015 season and are scheduled to take on Berea this weekend. 4 games up in Kentucky on Saturday and Sunday, and you can catch live coverage of those games right here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. For more information on all Bluefield College athletics all year long, be sure to visit bcrams.com. I'll start the second half from the Dome this evening. Bluefield leading 27-26 at the halftime break over the Buffaloes of Milligan. And in the first half, Bluefield led in scoring by Destiny Tolliver at 9 points and 4 rebounds. Shelby Key chipped in 7 points. 5 points in the half for Jade McDaniel, who did bury 1-3 on 2 tries. Mariah Mazik had 4 points and a couple of rebounds. 2 points for Sharonda Tate in the first half. The Rams shot 40% from the floor. And Milligan shot 32%, but just 2 of 14 from beyond the arc. Inbound pass comes in. The second half is underway. First possession goes to Milligan. And the Buffaloes working against the man-to-man Bluefield, make it the zone Bluefield defense. Into the wing, a wide open 3 is up and it's in from Callie Cox to start off the second half. And Milligan jumps back in front, 29-27. Cox has 5 points. Milligan now 3 of 15 shooting beyond the arc in this game. Lewis down to the block for Tolliver, back around to Tate. Finds Mazik cutting down the baseline and a bit too strong as Mazik trying to put in the floater. Maybe bracing for contact, put a little too much on it. Down to the block, Tolliver gets the steal, tipped away by Mazik. And the Rams will have another chance to try to tie the game or take the lead on this possession. 1 minute into the start of the second half. Trey Wilson with you this evening on the Rams Digital Sports Network from the Dome here in Bluefield. It's a very chilly night. As Mazik drives the lane, the layup is up and off the mark. Wyrick grabs the rebound for the Buffaloes. And stolen by Key. Pass trying to force it inside, and now Rams have a 3-on-2. Key steps back, pops it, and rolls it out, no good. Just a little too strong, and it's out of bounds off of Tolliver. The steal and transition try from Key is up no good. Milligan patient so far in the half. As nearly 2 minutes have rolled off the clock. Skip pass to Weddle. Weddle drives and dishes back out. Ends up on the left wing with Price, and Price throws it right to Lewis. And here comes Bluefield again in transition. Key with contact, lays it up and in. 2 points for Shelby Key. The game's tied 29-29. Key now has 9 in the game. Tightly guarded by Tate is Weddle. Weddle gets it back down to the baseline. Floor's a bit slick. See feet sliding all over the place. The jump shot is up and off the mark, no good. And back onto the floor. It ends up another chance for Milligan. Price got the offensive rebound. Wyrick puts up a 3 from the corner. It's off the mark. Rebound tipped around. Putback is up and no good from Jones, and then it's out of bounds. And it goes to the Rams. Getting a towel over to the corner. A spot on the floor. And people trekking in and out of the building tonight. A snowy night outside, obviously. Well, the reason why this game is happening tonight is because there was much more last night in Bluefield. Nearly about 1.5 feet on the ground around the campus area. Temperatures today didn't really break the 3-degree mark. Nowhere for it to go. Campus maintenance staff has done a great job to get the roads cleared and get people here at the Dome. Pretty good crowd filing in for the second half of this game, the men's game coming up next. Tate over to Key. Gives to Lewis. Lewis from the elbow, pops it and knocks it down. Tempest Lewis gives Bluefield a 31-29 lead at 17 minutes left to play. Senior getting active in the scoring. Now Cox for Milligan off the Jones, still feet sliding at the other end of the floor. 3 is up from the corner and it's knocked down by Weddle. Good shot from Weddle. Milligan jumps back in front, 32-31. Tate to Mazik. Back down goes Tolliver, up and in off the glass. Nice up and under move around Wyrick. And the Rams go back in front. They're swapping the lead back and forth early in the second half. About 4 minutes have run off the clock. Skip pass stolen by Mazik. Another pass taken away by the Rams. Mariah in transition, misses. There for the follow, and putback is key. And Mazik is down after the play. Mazik took a spill after the play. She gets back up and walks back down court. Rams jump back in front by 3. Shelby Key is now in double figures. Mariah maybe the wind knocked down of her at the 4-minute mark into the second half. Bluefield ahead by 3 over Milligan from Tennessee. About a 4-hour trip when weather's nice from where Milligan is, situated near Johnson City. The shot up from the 3 is off the mark, and coming flying in is Weddle. She tips it right to Key. Key gives it off to Mazik. 15.5 minutes left in the ballgame. Rams ahead by 3. It's their largest lead so far. Tate maybe got away with a travel. Steps back for the jumper, and it rolls in. Got the nice spin on the basketball to wrap it around the rim and drop it through. Rams lead by 5. It's 37-32. 15-16 left to play. And a timeout called by Milligan. Bluefield leading by 5 on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield leading 37-32 with 15-16 left to play over Milligan this evening at the Dome. It's senior night, final regular season game for Bluefield this year. The Rams trying to inch closer to 500 before the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament starts next Wednesday. Barnett gives it up, gets it back, goes to Wyrick on the right wing. Milligan with the ball as the 15-minute mark in the second half. Double team. Drops back out, kicks into the corner, wide open is Weddle, puts up the jumper, and she knocked it down. A 3-ball from the corner, that's 2 in a row hit from Weddle from the same spot. And now Milligan picks up full court pressure, and this is where the Rams have struggled this year, including in a game against Milligan earlier this year. Mazik skips it over to Tolliver, and the pressure is broken. Pass goes back to Shelby Key, and the Rams can run the offense. 15 seconds left in the shot clock. After that full court pressure, Lewis alone for 3, puts it up, rolls it halfway down and back out. Rebound to the Buffaloes. Here comes Milligan off in transition. Barnett nearly went over and back. About lost her footing too. Bounces it down to Weddle, cuts the baseline, kicks it back up top, and they'll reset. Jones gives it back to Barnett. Barnett drives and hands off. Jones down to the baseline. Weddle pauses, goes up and under for 2, right by Tolliver. And it's tied back up 37 all. 14 minutes left to play. Milligan right back in it. Lewis gives it back to Key, and they get it across half court. A little bit more quickly this time. Mazik gives it right back to Key. Patient. Lewis to Tate. Tate throws it up off the glass, no good. Rebound grabbed by Tolliver, and then she lost it, had it stripped out. And now here comes Milligan, pass thrown up to Wyrick, who slows down and waits for some help. Shot from the corner. Again, it's knocked down. Three balls in a row from Chelsea Weddle, hit from that left corner. And Milligan jumps ahead 40-37 with 13:19 left to play. Timeout called by Corey Mullins and the Rams. Bluefield down by 3 in the second half on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Eight unanswered points for Milligan to jump back ahead 40-37, including 3 balls from Chelsea Weddle. Rams back on the floor with Smith coming back in off the bench. McDaniel's also back in here in the second half with 13 minutes left to play. McDaniel over to Smith. Smith drives and dishes over to Key. Key left alone, tosses up the 3, and it's short off the rim. Rebound is grabbed by Barnett, and then a foul is called. A foul called 90 feet away from the basket as Key reached in. 12:57 left to play. Bluefield trailing Milligan 40-37 here at the Dome. Very important game. Bluefield. This is the final game of the conference slate for the Rams. Still a chance to move up in the standings into that 6th spot. If the Rams can pick up a win tonight, that's the only way. They're a half game behind Milligan, who plays tonight and then plays again later this week. Weddle takes it back up top to Price. Barnett tosses up the 3 at the buzzer. Almost got it to go right in front of the shot clock buzzer. But it's off the mark. The Rams get the rebound. And a chance to tie or bring it back to a 1-point game with 12:10 left in the half. Down to the block, Tolliver spins back, puts it up, and rolls it in. Nice touch from Destiny Tolliver. Showtime for 2. She's got double figures, and the Rams are within 1. It's 40-39 with under 12 minutes left in the first half. Ball is out of bounds. And the pass comes into Barnett. 15 on the shot clock as it comes in from the sideline. Weddle, another 3 try. This one short, wasn't her spot. She was on the other side. And then the offensive rebound is grabbed by Wyrick, and she's fouled. Fouls against Key. She's picked up a couple of fouls in the last minute or so. Shelby's now got 2 fouls on the game. Wyrick down the left side of the lane, guarded by Smith, throws up a wild shot. Tolliver cleans up the rebound, almost threw it away. Smith, a good job to corral it in as Jones put a hand in the passing lane. Key kicks back, Smith alone. 3 up in the air, off the mark. And a rebound grabbed by Allison Jones for Milligan. Down into the corner. Stepping back with it is Barnett. As Back over to Jones. Jones gives up to Wyrick. Wyrick kicks it back out. There's Barnett. Jumper wide open. A little bit short. Tolliver couldn't get the rebound. Had her arm held down by Wyrick. Wyrick, her putback try is short. And the Rams are off in transition. Out to Smith. Hangs on. Gives it back to Key. Key from the corner. Knocks it down. A three-pointer for Shelby Key. Rams go back in front, 42-40. 10:32 left to play. Key's now got 14 points. That's the second three-pointer she's hit tonight. That leads all scorers in this game. 2 scorers in double figures for each team. Weddle's got 11. Wyrick has 10 for Milligan. And Key with the 14 and Tolliver with 13 for the Rams. It's a 2-point lead for Bluefield. Shot clock is down to 3. A prayer 3 thrown up at the buzzer. The offensive rebound to Weddle, and her putback try is no good. Here come the Rams. Halfway through the second half, 10 minutes showing on the game clock. The Rams leading by 2 with the basketball. Looking to the post. Tolliver steps back, puts it up and in. Destiny Tolliver is locked in the paint tonight. Back in front by 4. It's 44-40 with 9:35 left. Key, hands active defensively, getting them in against Barnett. Tried to take the charge, no whistle. Skip pass, Weddle for 3, hit it. This time on the left side, and that's the side where she's been strong. Her 4th 3 in the second half. And it's back to a 1-point game, 44-43, and Chelsea Weddle is keeping this Milligan team in the game. The senior out of Hampton, Tennessee, and it's thrown away, stolen by Wyrick. Rams trouble with the press. Up and under, wild shot, no good for Barnett, and it's out of bounds to the Buffaloes. A pair of subs coming in for Milligan. Number 21, Callie Cox, is back in, as is Caitlin Radek, the 6'2" senior center, to try to get some size down low against Tolliver. From the corner, 3 ball from Barnett, knocked it down. Back-to-back threes for Milligan, and the Buffaloes take the lead back 46-44. 8:50 left to play. Key breaks the press, pulls up and dishes down to Tolliver off the glass for 2, and it ties the game back up at 46. And Corey Mullins calls timeout. All square with 8:44 left to play. Bluefield and Milligan, final game of the Rams regular season on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Out of the timeout, Milligan and Bluefield tied up 46-46 on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Milligan with the basketball. Tolliver tied the game right before that timeout. And the ball is taken away by the Rams. Here comes McDaniel, and she lost it. Lost the dribble, and it goes right back to the Buffaloes. 8:10 left in the game. Milligan in scramble mode. Goes back into Weddle, steps inside the arc and hits the jumper. Boy, she is on fire from that mid-range to deep shot here in the second half. I don't think Weddle has missed but one shot in the second half. She's got 16 points. And the Rams are down 48-46. She's 6 of 12 from the floor in the game, but I believe she's only missed one shot in the second half, and it was a 3. Tate trying to force it inside to Tolliver. Tolliver, a good job just to keep it alive. Steps back for the jumper, and she hit it from the elbow. What a shot from Tolliver. Ties it back up at 48-48. Another good game to watch if you're a fan for the Bluefield women's team. Same way it was last weekend against another team in orange and black on the road at Union. Tonight, this one coming down to the wire. 7:15 left, all even at 48. Key gets the steal. Shelby Key down by herself, lays it up, no good. Smith is there, and she's fouled. A nice job defensively by Barnett to get back and defend that play. And off the miss, Whitney Smith will go to the line. Smith didn't play on Saturday. She hasn't been fully healthy. She hasn't scored yet tonight. She's 0 for 3 shooting, but a chance to go to the free throw line and put some points up, give Bluefield the lead back. Smith averages 9.5 points a game this year. She's a 74% free throw shooter. A sophomore from Farragut High School in Tennessee, just outside of Knoxville. Again, having to take a towel to the floor after Key took a spill. Bluefield in the second half shooting a bit better than in the first half. Over 50% from the floor, but Milligan has been knocking down the three-pointers. After the Buffaloes shot 2 of 14 from outside in the first half, Milligan has shot now 6 of 12, 50% from outside since the halftime break. In a game that has been flying along pretty quickly time-wise. 7:08 left to play, 48-48. It's a Bluefield team that doesn't normally run at this pace. The Rams only average 56 points a game this year. Milligan not much more at 63 points a game. But Bluefield is coming off of a game in which the Rams scored 78 points against Union, though it did go to overtime. Now they're ready to shoot. Smith puts up the first free throw, and she knocks it down for her first point tonight. Loads up for the second. And perfect. Smith's got 2. And the Rams lead is 2, 50-48 with 7:08 left in the ball game. Around the top of the circle it goes. Barnett handling point guard. Goes over to Jones. Gets it to Cox. Cox had room for the 3, and she hit it in the face of Jade McDaniel. Milligan back in front, 51-50. 7th three-pointer hit in the second half by Milligan. Smith over the head, goes over to McDaniel. Back to Smith on the left wing. Puts it on the floor for one bounce and then gives over to Tate. Tate drives down the lane, puts it up off the rim, no good. Gets the offensive rebound, gives it back to Tolliver. Tolliver for the 10-foot jumper. It's a little bit short, and the rebound grabbed by Radick. Now Milligan trying to pad the 1-point lead as the clock rolls down to 6 minutes. Another 3-point chance given up. It's a nice recovery to get over there for Tate. Around to Barnett and give it off to Cox. Cox goes off of the screen from Jones. A bounce pass over to the corner. Skip pass goes back to Jones. 3 on the shot clock. Jones fires it up off the side of the rim. And well short on that desperation shot. The rebound grabbed by Smith. 5:40 left. Rams down by 1. Smith drives down the lane, and she's fouled on the way up. And Whitney will go back to the line for 2 shots. The foul is called against Lindsey Price of Milligan. Smith lines up the first one and drops it in. Ties the game at 51 all. 5.5 to play. The clock still stopped, awaiting the second shot. After a brief break, Wyrick is back into the game, as is Weddle. Second shot from Smith. That one's good as well. So she's got the stroke working from the free throw line tonight. 4 points for Whitney Smith. She's got her Rams a 52-51 lead now. Jade McDaniel comes out, and the first appearance tonight made by Valerie Lebedeva, the 5'6" sophomore out of Moscow, Russia. Lebedeva giving the Rams some fresh legs with 5.5 minutes left. Skip pass over to Weddle. Didn't catch it cleanly, or she might have had a chance at another three. This time Tate gets right there to play tight defense on her. Weddle cuts down the baseline. Triple team. Throws it back over to Wyrick. Wyrick spins down the lane, and she's met immediately. Good defense as Tolliver cut her off, and Wyrick traveled. The Rams get it back on the turnover. Double teamed by Smith and Tolliver. Lebedeva steps in for the jumper right off the bench. Valerie Lebedeva for two to stretch the lead. 54-51. 4:45 left. Weddle pushes off down the baseline, goes back up to Jones. It ends up with Price. Skipped over into the corner. The three fired up from Cox, and she hit it again. Had some words after knocking down that shot, and the Rams and Milligan are tied back up 54-54. Milligan lighting it up from beyond the arc in the second half. The Buffaloes are now 7 of 14 from outside. Trying to answer. Lebedeva for three. Rams go back in front, 57-54. 3:55 left. Wyrick over to Cox. Trying to work the ball around the zone. Weddle for another answer. It's an air ball, well short. She's been hot from that spot. Couldn't drop that one. That one barely touched the bottom of the rim, and now the Rams with the lead in the ball. Walk it up slowly with Key. 3.5 minutes left. Tolliver gives off to Tate. Tolliver back into the basket. Gets the feed from Key, and she missed the open look at the basket. 3:20 left. Milligan trying to tie with a three or cut it back to one. Jones fires it left for Cox. Wyrick pops out on the left side of the baseline and goes back up to the top of the key for Cox. Shot clock is down to 7. Weddle over to Jones, pushes off a Key, fires it up to flat. Rebound grabbed by Lebedeva. Under 3 minutes left, and the Rams have it. Bluefield leading 57-54, 2:45 left. Tolliver steps up for the three. Got a little bit ambitious, the senior. Not really taking any of those shots in her career here. Fires one up on senior night in a big spot. They gave her room. Not really the shot you want her taking, especially with the hesitation she had there. Cox gives it up and goes around to Wyrick. Back over to Price. Price dishes to Cox, who throws up another three and hit it to tie us back up at 57 all. Cox has been on fire from outside. She's now 4 of 6 from three. She and Weddle have each hit 4 threes tonight. Cox 5 of 7 overall from the floor. She's got 14 points. 2 minutes left. Lebedeva, another three. Answers! Right off the bench with 8 points for Valerie Lebedeva. It's a 3-point game with 1:45 left. Wyrick bounces back up top for Price. Gives off to Jones, the floater down the lane. Rather, that's Weddle with a nice touch on the floater. Drops that in, and it's a 1-point game. A timeout called by Bluefield. Corey Mullins Stops the clock with 1:33 left. It's been a hectic last few minutes. Bluefield leads 60-59, 93 seconds left to play on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams back out on the floor from the timeout. Bluefield leading 60-59 with just 90 seconds left to play. Rams can stretch the lead on this possession. Shot is up from Tolliver, and she does. Destiny Tolliver for two. It is 62-59. Rams ahead by 3, nearing the final minute. Milligan working around the zone. Jones for 3. Back of the rim, no good. Wyrick tips the rebound out of bounds to the Rams. Lebedeva tried to box her out. She went right over the top and ended up going out of play. Rams get ready to try to break some full court pressure. This has been pretty much the weakest point of this Bluefield team this year. Teams go into full court mode. The Rams have had trouble. Inbound comes to Smith. Smith showing off the moves. Barnett lost her footing. That wakes up the Dome crowd even more with 45 seconds left to play. Handed off to McDaniel, the senior, her final game at the Dome. McDaniel drives and offensive foul is called. Called for the charge. Milligan will get it back down 3 with 36.3 seconds left. Milligan quickly breaks the press and gets it over. Cox driving against Smith, taken away by Tolliver. The Rams get it back. Key has it. Milligan has to foul. The shot clock is off, and there is the foul committed by Price. And here's where the Rams really struggled on Saturday night, trying to make free throws to seal the game. It will be Shelby Key going to the line. Well, actually, not even. Milligan's got a foul 4 more times. That was just the 3rd team foul for the Buffaloes. So now the Rams' biggest worry has to be getting the ball in 4 times. A timeout called by Milligan. It's 62-59. Rams have to try not to turn it over on these inbound passes. With 22.4 seconds left, Milligan will have to try to get quick fouls in. Only 6 fouls against the 2 teams combined in the second half. There just has not been as physical of a game as Bluefield normally plays. Been pretty tame on both ends and a good competitive game. Now, Bluefield playing at Milligan earlier this year did not have Destiny Tolliver or her 12 points a game or her 12 rebounds per game. Did not have Sharonda Tate that night. Only played with 7. Tonight playing at home on a chilly night in Bluefield, Virginia. Bluefield, a 3-point lead, trying to hang on for the win down the stretch. The official temperature outside right now is -1 degree, with the wind chill down around -22. It's a chilly night. We're a 3-point game, 22.5 seconds left. Smith gets the inbound pass, and she's immediately fouled. There's team foul number 4 on Milligan, as it's called against Lindsey Price. And again, here's the break from the sideline right in front of the Bluefield bench. Pass comes into Key. Key she nearly turned it over. Got to get rid of it and throw it away. Throw it right to Price. There is the turnover. 12 seconds left. Milligan needs 3. Cox from the corner puts it up well short. Smith the rebound. 8 seconds left. Milligan has to foul again. And there's the reach in committed by Barnett. Cox had time and had room, threw it up a bit quick, and she missed everything. 5.5 seconds left. That is the 5th team foul against Milligan, so the Buffaloes still have to try to foul twice. You got to think they're going to go for the steal. See what kind of defensive scheme 22nd-year head coach Rich Aubrey comes up with. Been at the helm for Milligan for over 2 decades. 5.6 seconds left. Bluefield leading 62-59 over Milligan. And this game would be so big for the Rams because they would finish off their first year back in the AAC at 10-10 in the league. First year under Corey Mullins, who had the big upset wins this year over Tennessee Wesleyan back on December 3rd. At the time, Tennessee Wesleyan was ranked number 15 in the nation. Ended up going on a long winning streak after that. Tennessee Wesleyan's only lost 3 times this year. One of those games coming against Bluefield, and one of them coming against Union, the number 23 team in the country last week, which the Rams beat in Barberville back on Saturday night. And those 2 wins have been huge to give the Rams put the Rams in position to move up in the standings heading into the conference tournament. With a win tonight, Bluefield can guarantee at the least a tie with Milligan in the conference standings. Ball comes into Smith, stolen away by Milligan, and the ball's on the floor, and a timeout called by the Buffaloes. From the bench, Rich Aubrey got it in. The pass went right to Price, almost like it was intended for her. Out of Bluefield's timeout, the Rams turn it over and give Milligan another chance. And Price got good position in front of Smith, and now the Buffaloes can set up to try to hit a 3 to tie with 3.7 seconds left. And Milligan has hit 9 3-pointers in the second half. They are 9 of 19 shooting. They are 11 of 33 overall from outside in this game. Now, the Bluefield has one of the best defensive teams in the country this year. The Rams defensively hold teams to about as low of a shooting percentage as anybody in the country. Opponents shooting just 46% against Bluefield this year. Or rather, make that 34%. Rams hold opponents to a 34% shooting percentage from outside. That is 11th in the nation. Right now, needing to step up and play defense for one more possession. Officials have chatted at the scorer's table. They have reset the game clock to 3.9 seconds. It's Milligan inbounds. Price trying to toss it in. The ball falls to the floor. The game is over. Bluefield hangs on to win 62-59 over Milligan, and a huge win for the Rams tonight in conference play to even up the season record in the AAC at 10-10 and improve to 14-15 over the first year under the direction of Corey Mullins. It was a very good game, very entertaining matchup tonight between Bluefield and Milligan. The Rams prevail over the Buffaloes. Corey Mullins will join us in just a moment, so be sure to stick around. Don't go just yet. He will come up and chat with us, recap tonight's game. And Really a recap on this regular season before we head into conference tournament play in just about 5 days early next week. Teams gather at midcourt first for a conversation. While we have a moment, we'll take a look at the final stats from tonight's game in just a second as well. Bluefield with a win tonight, 62-59 over the Milligan Buffaloes. And Bluefield was led in scoring by Destiny Tolliver, 21 points and 8 rebounds. Their final game in the Dome as a Ram, one of the seniors for Bluefield. "14 points tonight for Shelby Key, as Key also finished with 3 assists and had 4 rebounds. Another good game from her. Valerie Lebedeva had 8 points tonight, and in a hurry. She came in and scored those 8 points in about a 90-second span, including knocking down a couple of three-pointers for the Rams. Whitney Smith in limited action tonight finished with 4 points, all from the foul line. 4 points as well tonight for Sharonda Tate, the senior. Mariah Mazik, 5 points tonight for Jade McDaniel in her final game as a Ram at the Dome. And 2 points for Tempest Lewis. Bluefield shot 9 of 9 from the free throw line tonight, 5 of 13 from outside, shot 46% from the floor for the game. The two teams get ready for the senior night celebration. It's happening tonight between the games instead of after, or rather instead of before like they had been before. So we may not actually be able to be joined by Mullins. Mullins is currently doing an interview with TV, and then he's going to have to get out and do this senior night presentation with Milligan. Or rather with his Rams. In the second half, Bluefield shot 14 of 27 from the floor, really lit it up in the second half. Although Milligan did go 9 of 19 from 3 in the second half, really turned it on coming out of the break. And a big part of that was Weddle. Chelsea Weddle had 18 points on 4 of 7 from outside. All 4 of those threes came in the second half. 14 points tonight for Cox for Milligan. 10 points for Haley Wyrick. And they are going to start the senior night presentation. So we'll just we'll leave the broadcast up for a few moments so that you all can watch the senior night presentation, watch the feed from right here. But the final score, we're going to sign off from the booth. Bluefield defeats Milligan 62-59 tonight on senior night to improve to 14-15 on the year and 10-10 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Thank you for joining us for tonight's coverage. Men's basketball coming up in about a half hour here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Coach, it was a hard-fought game tonight, and Milligan really came out and shot the lights out in the second half. How did you guys hang on for the win?
Well, we limited their second chance opportunities a little bit in the second half, and Show was huge down the stretch, giving us easy buckets and easy opportunities. She played a really tough game. I'll tell you, Val coming off the bench, hadn't played a whole lot of minutes here lately, but coming off the bench and getting 8 great points for us, that was huge, and it was a total team effort. I'm proud of our seniors, obviously, on senior night. It's great for them to go out with a win, and it's a good win for our team. So,
how important was it to get back to 500 in conference play heading into the tournament next week after the way this season's gone?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is getting the 6th seed, playing the 11, playing a little bit later in the afternoon on Wednesday, and setting ourselves up. We gotta fight, man. We gotta go to work next week, and it's going to be a tough one. But we've always said from day one we want to be playing our best basketball at the end of February. We've won 4 straight going in the tournament. We feel good about that, but now it's time to really go to work. So.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the big win tonight.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Trey. Appreciate it.